Welcome to Torment of Numenera. I know I'm a little late, but it's only 6 minutes, so no problem there, I'd say. Just let me see if everything is working all right, and so I can see the chat. Oh, apropos chat, maybe you will notice. I guess you will notice something because it's quite noticeable. That was a mag check, yes, I guess. I did what Captain Greenbear and the Heldrick requested yesterday. Because you maybe noticed, and that's a little harder to notice, that I did delete the chat sometimes. Because I thought that when I deleted, because you haven't been talking for a while, then all the content in there is unnecessary, so I could clear this part of the screen from the chat, the words that were there in the screen, because they were of no interest anymore. But I forgot that when I delete the chat, I delete the complete chat, all of it. And then if you were lurking on my channel, you couldn't see what maybe other people were writing 50 minutes ago. That's why the only sacrifice we had to make was that the chat doesn't start from there anymore. But from here. About here. Or let's do it easier from here. Now that that's out of the way, let's start this beautiful game on this beautiful Tuesday, right after we closed the Endless Gate and defeated Inifere. And then now we see Marcysa in here, which is quite a surprise because she was supposed to be dead. Oh, is charm paste? Oh, that's us. That's how charm paste looks like. This is supposed to make me more charming. Some green floating bubbles around my body. Okay, if you say so. Oh, Aligern wants to talk with us. But before we do that, let's level up. Now that I have a light melee weapon with intellect and not with speed anymore. Should I give myself 3 intellect or 1 speed now? I'm not using speed anymore. But there are some no, and my abilities don't use speed either. I think we will increase the intellect edge, but we'll put the next pool points into speed. That's what we're gonna do. Anyone else who wants to level? No, none of you. Okie dokie. Aligern, you want to talk with me? Am I right? I think I am.
Inifere. Another Castoff, another stain. Look, I've got to ask. Why do you think so many of your kind cause so much pain?
Okay, as always, you can decide with me on our playthrough through the 9th world here in Torment of Numenera. Because as I am so often, as I feel so, I am, I don't know what I should tell him. I think 2 would be my answer, because this shows us that we are not unlike so many ordinary humans. Yeah, let's tell him that. But ordinary people also bring good. I'm trying to think of a Castoff known for good deeds and greatness, and I can't. This sounds a little flippish. I don't want to tell him off. I'm trying to explain this to him. Maybe one would be telling him the same thing as 3, but without the attitude. Maybe. Doesn't seem like your type is really cut out for a life of anonymity, though. Anyway, let's get moving, eh? Okay, how are you holding up? As well as can be expected. Again. Other questions? Oh, other questions. Okay. Nothing new, but Marcysa... Ooh, what's this now? Here was the Endless Gate, but apparently it never... Ooh. It never came to be. Instead, we get an enigmatic sphere, which, to me, is quite enigmatic. As you pick up the small plain obsidian sphere, it turns a frosted white and changes size to fit comfortably in the palm of your hand. Marked with fine lines in all directions, it is smooth and cool to the touch and extremely light. When you heft it around in your hand, however, you notice that its weight seems to temporarily increase as more momentum is applied to it. Very enigmatic. And an impossible blade. That sounds pretty cool. One glance at this weapon serves as an explanation of its name, as the blade is of an impossible thinness. A trans-dimensional energy field generated by a device in its short handle maintains the blade's structural integrity, and as such, the blade can be used when this field is not powered, as it would shatter on the slightest impact. Oh, a lightsaber! Staring into the shifting pattern, you know the changing guard held this blade at one time. You remember piecing together fragments of the blade, making them whole through a process you can't understand. It was either shattered before, or this memory is of its making. The only thing clear to your mind is the sensation of the tools and the meditative state that gave this weapon shape. Well, we have 8 damage here, plus 12. We have 7 here. I think this would be a perfect weapon for a little type here. When he feels inclined to swing a melee weapon, as I use him as a ranged guy as of now. He has no inabilities or heavy and melee. Medium, light, medium. But no speed, no. Okay. Okay. Then let's look around. Nothing changed here. But Marcysa is there. Which apparently she not apparently. Definitely she wasn't there before. I don't feel so comfortable as I could feel. I think it has to do with the microphone. But now it's okay, isn't it? I talk, you listen, when I'm lucky. Yeah.
I'd take a nap if that wasn't even more boring.
Okay, Aadiriis, before you collapse... Till I collapse, I'm spitting these raps! Let's talk to Marcysa. It's Marcysa. She should be long dead, and indeed there's no spark of life in her eyes, no vital energy in her motions. She is uglier even than Inifere saw her, robbed of the feverish devotion that once fueled her woe-worn flesh. The sharp angles of her bones jab through ragged robes, a display that is almost obscene, despite the sexlessness of her body. She stands beside a tombstone. It should be hers, but it bears Inifere's name now. She strokes it absent-mindedly, emotionlessly. I think... Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. And then it hits you. With Inifere gone, Marcysa is now the leader of the children of the Endless Gate. He never understood, she says as if on cue. She doesn't look at you, but seems aware of the weight of your presence. Not even at the end. She scratches at the curve of her neck, leaving long, deep, red furrows in her flesh, as though she is made of bloody dough. But I didn't understand him either. I knew he was suffering, but I had no idea. Tiny crimson fibers ooze from the runes on her neck. Flicking blindly at the air, they twine, merge, and melt, until the gouges are filled with fresh, wet, red flesh. You killed Inifere? She did? Oh. She did. I want to ask her everything. Are you unwell? I know what happened with the sun. Let's ask her that before we tell her that we know that she killed Inifere. Marcysa shows neither surprise nor curiosity as you claim knowledge of centuries-old events. Life and pain followed. I survived. Other children did as well. I gathered the pieces of Inifere's body and we set out for this place to raise a proper monument to his memory. She scrapes at her cheek. I thought it was important to me. It was certainly important to them. My masters. Whispering from beyond the gate. So we came here. It was a hard journey, and it hardened us too. She shakes her head, hunches her shoulders. I opened the gate in his name. We evangelized in his name with knives. We made his mark upon the world in blood. It seemed true. Pain. Pain and life. They're inextricable. Hallo, Anshe Roxy! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do you notice it? The change in chat? It begins above my head now and it goes up because Heldrick and Captain Greenbear wished that or requested that I do not delete the chat because they were lurking and couldn't read what other people were writing. And I just deleted it to make space above my head. And so that when nothing happens, you can see more of the screen that I'm seeing. So now this will fade in, I think, 120 seconds. It stays 2 minutes there and then it's gone. Just so you know. And just because I wanted to repeat that for anyone who might have not heard it the first time. Did the sorrow ever come back? Really so hard? I'm surprised, really. And you told me that you played without save states. Why? Because you can? Doesn't the way you play it doesn't allow that? Or maybe the game is too buggy when you use save states? Ah, and you're playing it on... Not on an emulator then, but on the the PSP... So you forced yourself to not use the save states even though you could. Wow. That's some tough willpower right there, Shrugsy. I mean, as long as you are having fun, it's okay that it's hard, but if you feel frustrated, maybe it's time to use the save states. Just saying. Just saying. Oh. No! No save states! Okay. Then I can only say good luck. But I mean, I think in the reviews that I saw about Final Fantasy 1, it just wasn't programmed that well. It was unfair, so you don't have to torture yourself, in my opinion. Like I said, just saying. Did the sorrow ever come back? There have been ample sorrows, but that creature never returned. Inifere was what it wanted. It cares nothing for the Gatorhorde children. You killed Inifere, I saw it. No. The sorrow killed him. What it did, it destroyed him, body and soul. She seems to gather herself in snaps. How dare you accuse me? How could you know? How could you know anything? She turns away and leans her head against Inifere's tombstone. Go away. Leave me be. Oh.
All right.
Okay, then let's go to... Oh, it says Oddwald now and not Motley. So here we go again. I hope she's talking to me now when we reload this map. Okay. Reload. This is what happens when I don't have anyone to guide me. It's like I'm in a dungeon with 99 potions and I'm missing one. I don't know. And everyone was full and they forced me to go to the... Wait. It's like I'm in a dungeon with 99 potions and everyone was full and they forced me to go to the lowest floor, like 6th floor, with permanently gaining damage on lava pits and a mini boss fight on each chest. Now I always have to go out into town and save and go back and back out. That's not what I'm used to. Normally I go in a dungeon, complete it, then that's it. But yeah, okay. This is what you do in Diablo 1 as well, so I can imagine it a little. But one thing, and I couldn't do it either, but maybe the game doesn't want you, just putting out the ideas out there, doesn't want you to open each and every chest. If the mini boss fights are too hard, maybe just leave them closed. But like I said, I don't think this is the way you would like to play it. Then you managed to go to the last floor, did 1 hour, and then there appears a boss in a chest with who one-shots you. Yeah. Sounds frustrating and they just want it to be hard. Okay. Yeah, I know that this was the way to think, but maybe you have to trick them and to outsmart them, and then when they kill you on every chest, then just say, hey, okay, I think I figured you out, you motherfuckers. I won't open each and every chest. But try. I mean, I can't go past a chest and not open it, so I know how you feel. Are you unwell? I'm as healthy as I will ever be. Her brow furrows at your question, however. Polite concern must be an unusual event in her life. With an effort, she tears her bleary gaze from the tomb and focuses on you. You aren't one of my children, are you? Aren't there any blind playthroughs on YouTube? And I don't think that you're just dumb. I mean, you have a lot of experience with these kind of old games, so I think maybe it's just a shitty game. That's why I don't want to play it. I didn't hear good things about it. You mean because they should know how to play better, but they can't because they're too stupid, and you think you're one of them? Is that what you're telling me? I'm one of Inifere's siblings. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe don't open the chests. Or I mean, is it really worth it? I don't know why I'm trying to talk you out of playing Final Fantasy 1. But I mean, if you want to, of course, you can just play through it. But I don't know if I ever felt this way, but I know there can be games that are only frustrating and not fun. And then sometimes the smart decision is to stop playing these games. And this sounds like one of them. Yeah, I know. I know how that feels, Shrugsy. I'm one of Inifere's siblings. She blinks once at your confession. Twice. Her eyes change color and shape as she does so, from pale blue circles to the slitted green of a putrefying wound. Then she nods absently, as though the presence of an outsider doesn't concern her. Perhaps it truly doesn't. She reaches for Inifere's tomb and her hand spasms along the way, contorting into painful, bone-breaking angles. He taught me the secrets of the gate. When he died, I wanted to give our children hope of the world beyond the gate. I never thought to wonder why he tried so hard to keep it closed. A vast, pebbled shadow drifts beneath her skin like a diseased cloud. To answer your question, I will never sicken or die. They deny their playthings those luxuries, and when I try to follow Inifere into oblivion, they bring me back, and they punish me. Obedience is easier. Because of the things inside the gate? He never taught you how to... Why can't you die? The endless gate lives in me, fills me, sustains me. Oh, okay. About you leaving, now I know. And okay, no problem. But good to know. And how do you feel? Your health, I mean. Do you think that you can go to work tomorrow again, or work tomorrow again, or are you still feeling a little sick, little ill? Okay, good. Okay, good. Also, most dungeons, like the Terra Cavern, should require several trips. While you're getting used to what enemies are in there and how to fight them, search for treasure. This will gain you levels and equipment So let's teach you how to handle the enemies more efficiently. Each ship try to get deeper. Ah, so you're just looking now how people feel about this game. Okay. Are you on game facts now? This sounds like game facts. When I say that, she refuses to speak to me again, so I will not say that. Ah, okay. This, on the other hand, but it's not the noble lie you thought it was. But then she might again think that how can we know if we weren't there? Oh, Marcysa, you're a tough one. It's not the noble lie I thought it was. And Inifere never taught you. Marcysa's eyes focus, and a certain lucidity stirs in them. Of course he did. As she speaks, she brings her hand to her mouth, almost involuntarily, and runs her tongue across her lips. You know that Inifere never told her how to open the gate. You were in his mind. But, as Inifere himself knew, the flesh itself can teach, to one with the appetite to learn. Ah. Whether Marcysa consciously remembers partaking of the Dendra ritual or not, it is clear she will not admit to it. So she ate him. Okay. You need to put an end to this cult. She smiles sadly while peeling back a thumbnail. What? What do you mean peeling back? Ugh. No. The gate is not a lie, it is the truth. An awful, unforgettable truth. She flicks the bloody nail onto the floor. Dozens of others lie scattered by her feet. What? But there will be no end to it. Is it not the endless gate? We are bound to it. We need it. Blood will spill, ours, others, and pain will shine across the plains, and vast minds will make meaning of it. Suddenly her eyes shade green and a sneer curls her lips. And what could you possibly know of that day, stranger? She shakes her head and turns away. The only thing that will end is this conversation. Go away. I feel like Marcysa... Let's just look. Can we do anything else with Marcysa? I think we can't. Hmm. It seems like Marcysa that's it. Yeah. Okay, Marcysa, then let's continue. Okay, fuck you. I mean, I'm gone anyway, so... Fuck Marcysa. Okay. Let's go to the necropolis entrance maybe and see what changed. Now that Inifere isn't here. Are there still others of the Endless Gate? The children? Talira and Jenkins are still there? Do you know anything about Choi Kaisul? Kaisul? Well, I don't know anything about her, but you might ask my colleague, Ronos Kaisul. He should be in the valley somewhere if the cultists haven't killed him, that is. I closed the gate. The gate? I don't... Yes, I see it now. It was another reality. The cultists had opened the gate and were slaughtering everyone. I don't know how, but I know you must have stopped them. Thank you, friend. You have saved us twice now.
I'll remember that.
I regret I have nothing to give you. We do not have much in the way of personal possessions. However, there's one who might. Ronos Kaisul. He likes to collect odd relics from the alcoves outside. He would be more than happy to reward you on our behalf, I'm sure, if he has anything to give. Seek him out in the valley. Okay. Again. Oops, not her. I was talking to Oddwald. Again. Now of the blessed. Again. Okay.
Why not?
I don't know, Aadiriis. Why not? There are less corpses here, less bodies than I left here. Prost! Wassers Leben! Did anything change for you, Tantalum? No, nothing about the cultists. What do you have to trade? I have something to trade. See this enigmatic sphere? Glad you like it. Merecasters I will keep. And the other stuff as well. Okay. Doki.
All right.
Anything about Aadiriis' cave?
I'm ready.
No, before we go there, let's go to... We want to go to Miel Avest, meaning the tomb of the first Castoff. And we haven't been there yet. But I think this must have something to do with the quest about the children of the Endless Gate, because why else would we have done that if we weren't someone who's always happy to help other people? Okay, let's get to the first Castoff's tomb. The first time. 3431. Yeah, the only one left. Okay. This frieze appears to have been defaced. There are two figures facing each other in anger, but it's impossible to make out any more than that.
Fine.
Oof. The carvings here display two figures standing side by side on a crag overlooking a plateau with a white disc at its center. The scene is familiar. A wave of dizziness envelops you, and you steady yourself against the rough stone. This does not help. The memory flows out through the stone in rumbling pulses, overtaking your senses. Yes, this scene is familiar because you experienced it firsthand when you rebuilt your mind in the labyrinth, and now, here, the full memory awaits you. Succumb to it! The memory of that long day pours past you, cold as melting snow. You direct the first Castoff's gaze towards the resource-rich plateau where Miel Avest will one day stand. You ignore the laughter in her eyes when your own constructs turn on you and make the necessary repairs. And then, the rush of time slows as she makes her way up a moss-hung path towards you, her eyes bright behind the mask. I have something to show you. You follow her to a deactivated portal. I've got it working. The doorway exists in 2 places at once, here and on the other side. Once you align them, she lays her hands and forehead against the stone, as though worshipping the thing. Your lip curls involuntarily, but you can't fault the results. The portal activates, answering the welling glow of the first Castoff's tattoo beneath her mask. The flood of memory slows to a trickle, leaving you back in your body. You look over at the mural. Could that be the way to open the portal? Examine the frieze. Though the 2 figures are faded, you can still make out a few necessary details with the help of the memory you saw in the labyrinth. This frieze depicts the changing guard and the first Castoff overlooking the site of Miel Avest. They are side by side, not master and servant, but equals. Looking closer at their faces, you notice something interesting. The first Castoff is shown wearing a mask, as you remember. The changing guard's face is chipped in places, as though someone tried to damage the frieze but failed. Someone doesn't like them changing guards. A bewildering array of colliding jagged edges and mangled corpses make up this frieze. Maybe it's a fresco? I don't know what a frieze is and how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. It's not quite clear whether the artist was inspired, drunk, or insane. A battlefield is depicted here, that much is certain, but the amount of detail is staggering, and it isn't immediately apparent what the artist was trying to convey. The first detail you notice is the fortress, standing out from the wall in bold relief. Many of the soldiers shown are pouring through the sundered gates, and every one of their faces shows a different emotion: elation, rage, terror. But it is the jagged edges, seemingly raised at random, that pull your attention down to the bottom right of the piece. There lies the first Castoff of the changing guard, mortally wounded, dying alone as divergent reality snaps shut around her like teeth. Once again, you see soldiers pouring into a breached fortress, triumph etched. Okay. Who dat? These statues are all of the same person, the first Castoff. Presumably each of them wears a different mask. Ooh. Ooh. I would love one of those. Well, I think I would love me one. I just thought her face was moving, but that was just me behind the statue. I do love me some copper, but I love the indigo and green one as well. Okay, maybe we could open that now. So why do all of this stuff with the children of the Endless Gate? Stark letters have been carved into the rock above with a steady hand. Sharp memories emerge at the sight of the masked figure in the tableau, the first Castoff. Countless footsteps have worn a track to and apparently into this mural. This is a gateway of some kind, but you can see no way of opening it. Marcysa must not have known that the portal would be closed, else she would have said something. Whoever deactivated it must have done so recently. You look around the area, maybe examining the environment will give you some sort of clue. The friezes seem promising for some reason. Read the epitaph. Oddly, many of the words above are completely unreadable. It's not that they're in a language you don't understand. It's truth, and you recognize every letter. Every time you try to put it all together, the meaning slips from your mind. Maybe that part of the epitaph isn't meant for you. Your eye skips to the end of the message. She serves us still. The first Castoff, I think. Let's put our forehead against the door. You lay your hands on the cold stone as the first Castoff once did, and press your forehead against the mural. Mural? The skin around your tattoo crawls, then burns. But even with your eyes clenched shut, you feel the air of the tomb stirring. Ooh. Okay. See you later. Before we go in there, let's go to Ronos, to the necropolis entrance. Yes, continue. Why have we done all that stuff with the Endless Gate? I think maybe we would know if we would have done that in a different order. Going to the first Castoff's tomb first, and then into Marcysa's tomb. This was a nice effect. Wasser is life.
Yes.
Hi, Deutschland, Shiroxy. Freust dich auch schon? Looking forward to the match today, Shiroxy. Germany, England, Germany in the Wembley Stadium with, I think, 40,000 people inside the stadium. Yeah! Now that sounds like someone who's up for party. Ooh, football party. I guess you're watching it again because X-Venture wants to, but...
Sure enough.
Or are you not watching it today? Kolo. Get away from us still. Not that much has changed. When? At 6 o'clock. 18 o'clock. The match starts, so that's why I'm also not playing until 17:30, but only until 17:15, because then we will go to my mother's place and watch the game there. And eat some potato salad.
Coming.
But without sausages, and Cutie Cat is a little sad about that. She would have loved herself some bratwurst. Bell tracks. Okay, so we defeated the children of the Endless Gate, or we defeated Inifere. But Marcysa ate him. Damn. But the gate is closed. But she knows how to open it because she ate him. I don't know if we did the right thing here, or the best, or strive for the best outcome. How long have the children been here? Okay. You're of no help, sorry. Choice thoughts jangle about in your head as you stand before this man who calls himself Ronos Kaisul. She starts with alienation and rage at this, theft of her father's self. Or with the fickle speed of youth, her heart changes, thudding along until it reaches its ultimate conclusion, that this is how the world reworks itself and tries again, like a child kneading clay between her fingers and dreaming of all it can be. I would have done the same thing, because, I don't know, I feel that, why can't they do a middle ground? Because I would think that the easy mode is way too easy, and the hardcore mode is way too hard. Why not just do something in between? Why couldn't you choose the normal mode, the medium mode? Then you're alone again in your mind. He cocks his head at you. Hello again, friend. There's something I feel I was meant to tell you, but Suddenly he claps his hand to his head. Ah! I am bedeviled by visions. I see. I see circles in red. A great gate yawning. My friends slaughtered in the valley at Charnelhouse, but no. My friends are happy and well, yet you have done something of great help to the valley.
Making a note.
Brace of mighty Calastor. That's something for amateurs. When this synth device is put on, it suffuses the wearer with physical energy flowing throughout the body, radiating inwards to reinforce blood flow and energy resources. The device utilizes your body's natural processes to direct this energy, so it can cause a strain on the wearer even as it heals him. Okay. He holds up his hand and rises shakily to his feet. Don't tell me, don't explain. He reaches into his pouch and pulls out a device. This is for you. I don't know why, but I feel compelled to give it to you. Take it. How very strange this feeling, but it feels right as well. In any case, welcome back, friend. Yeah, you do play the normal mode. So the normal mode wasn't named normal hardcore difficulty as you, or original hardcore difficulty as you described it, but it was the normal mode. I don't know. So I understand. But maybe the normal mode that you're playing now could be a hardcore mode. And then there could be a medium mode that maybe puts the difficulty on par with today's games. I mean with fair hard games of today. I don't mean hidden object games that are way too easy. And an easy mode. Okay. Merecaster, anything new? No. I hope we did well with the Children of the Endless Gate. Oh, here, this thing. Aadiriis. This is for Yao. +1 might edge.
I'll never take it off.
And that's energized conduit rings. He is still flexed. Nice. Intimidation. You should be flexed, but you are not.
Forward.
Then no.
Onward.
Okay.
Of course.
Well, thanks for talking, but I don't see anything anything else that we could do here. Persea doesn't want to talk to us, or maybe they do because we changed the Children of the Endless Gate. Let's see what Blob of 3 tells us. I guess not much. I talked with you about this. Let's choose what Chiroxy was choosing last time. Okay. Okay. And now let's go to Persea. But I suspect this won't do anything. Walk into the darkness. Walk into the darkness! She just mutters.
All right.
You're boring, people, really. You're boring. Oh, let's look into this next time. Because this was the story of Inifere. A little, at least. No, nothing new. Luca Meragialli. Anything new from you? No. Talana Makereth. Maybe when I ask him about the valley, maybe he tells something different. No, he doesn't say anything different because, well, maybe we didn't make such a huge impact. We just want to, because we're heroes. We can be heroes. Just for one day.
Yes.
Yes. Yep, step into the darkness.
Why not?
And now, let's go there. Examine it again. Open your mind. Ooh! Okay. As you gaze into the crystal, you suddenly feel something reaching back towards you. No, not something. It's nothing that's reaching out to you. An absence that demands a presence, an emptiness that must be filled. The pressure grows and grows, like your mind is swelling inside your brain, like it desperately needs some valve, some crack to escape. The pressure becomes pain, the pain agony. You fall back, clutching your skull. Something must give. Oh, okidoki. Bye bye. Bis morgen. 19:30 mit Gothic 2, die Nacht des Rahmen. Vielleicht ein bisschen länger, je nachdem, Wie viel Zeit du hast. Adios! Bye bye, Shroxy! Something must be given and taken. At last the crystal breaks through. Trepanning the barrier... Trespassing? No, trepanning. I don't know what that is. Trepanning the barrier holding in your vastening mind. A piece escapes and the pressure and agony cease. Thanks for the XP.
Yes.
Ooh. Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into a familiar body. The cold is distant and the howling around you even more so. This is your memory, through your own eyes. But you're detached now, and no longer a confused newborn. You're seeing it how it really happened. Stripped of terror and curiosity and impatience, and stripped of agency too, you're nothing but an observer. You feel yourself wiggle your fingers, toes, and hips. You observe your own panic. Panic at falling, panic at forgetting. Panic at life itself and life's fragility. Of course, not as fragile as it first seemed. You hear and watch as the cocoon protecting you shaves away. Far from fear, sheer exhilaration grips you as you see the magnificence of the world from so far above. You know how this ends. Not comfortably, but not so badly. Then, there's something else. You aren't the only observer here. There's something else. Another presence. Part of the memory itself. Not curious like you, furious. Furious at being cheated and desperate to have this body. It doesn't feel quite like the sorrow, but then. The sorrow is a mutable and inscrutable thing. Whatever it is, you know it to be no friend. Ooh. I know the end of this game, so let me just say, ooh. Alas, unlike in a dream, you hit the ground before you wake up. And then the memory ends. Anything else? No. I'm glad I did that. I don't think... No. This shouldn't have changed. Tantalum doesn't have anything. So, let's go into Miel Avest now. And see our siblings in their sanctuary. The other Castoffs.
Go.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Go.
Shboobly boo. Wow, 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 wow. Randomly. One last time. One last time. We were here before.
I'm going.
Rob Rowe. Or maybe we weren't. Paul Riesnegger.
Right.
Zangan. Lew Scotter. Bloodsker. Okay. Nothing here, I think. Ah, finally. Let's go into... We did talk to Ronos now. We did. Yes, we did. And we got something from us. Yes. From him. Let's get into his tomb one last time. And go to Oddwald, because he's very odd. And maybe he felt something now that we closed the gate. More XP, okay. Through your eyes, Choi looks at her father's marker. Sadness seeps out of her, into your mind, the realization that this shadow is all that remains of him. And then the revelation shakes her and she speaks to you softly. The marker is all that remains out there, but he's not gone, not truly, just changed. Then you're alone again in your mind. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's just see if Choi picks up anything else. Or maybe the history was changed. Because we defeated Inifere. But no. Why would it? She was still dead. Okay. And now let's go to Choi's tomb. Apparently she reacts to this stuff. So, cool. Let's traumatize this child even further.
Yes. Now.
Choi stirs in your mind. She sees what you see. You feel what she feels. But you cannot put a name to her emotion. Acceptance of her fate, perhaps, or resignation. Or pain at her parents' pain. Beneath that, something else. Comprehension of the depth of their love for her. Revealed only when she was stripped away. She whispers inaudibly. And with that, Choi's entire essence changes. She's no longer a corpse smoldering inside you, nor a curse hung from your mind, a grit of regret that could rasp your soul raw. No, she's a balm now, however slight. The sense that what is broken can be repaired, what is severed made whole. Then you're alone again in your mind. I'm glad I did that. Wow.
All right.
So, last stop, Oddwald. Or maybe Naima? No, I don't think there's anything.
Yes. Now.
Now. Oddwald! Hey there! Maybe he's not there anymore? No, he still is. Again. Okay. No, nothing changed here. We could steal something from him. But, I mean... leave it alone.
Ready.
And let's just see what happens. Another Merecaster. Huh. That really was nice to Oddwald.
Let's go.
But we have a Merecaster now. Okay, let's use that and then load again. You grip the device in both hands and energy flows over your skin. Pinpricks of cold dot your flesh, as though invisible rain is falling from the sky. At the center of the tetrahedrons, a light grows, the gateway to the mare within this device. Inspect the Merecaster. The more you hold the device in your hands, the more you feel that it does not like being held or observed, that it resents being studied as though it is a dead, inert thing, and yet there's no evidence that this device is alive in any way. Enter the mirror. Okay, let's just do that and then reload. Silver rain pours down on a cratered wasteland, beating endlessly on your headgear and turning the road into a red slurry that cakes onto your boots and your leggings. Trudging behind you are 30 miserable soldiers, glaives mostly, all as soaked as you are, and all as heavily laden with weapons and gear. 6 are even more weighed down, lugging between them a heavy crate that makes them plunge shin deep in the muck with every step. The only person without a pack walks behind you, flanked by the company's toughest veterans. A scrawny Aeon priest, whose robes are somehow neither wet nor muddy, but who seems more put out by the rain than anyone else. Why was I not retrieved in a vehicle? Why am I being escorted home by a poorly armed grunts? This is what command thinks of my work. Maybe I should sell it to the enemy. The woman... Today is not my day. The woman marching beside you sighs. She has lieutenant's pips on her tunic and a scar on her right cheek from temple to jaw. No vehicles available and no other companies. Thanks to the Chalcedon's assault, every other company fit to fight is marching straight for Anshe. With a curse, one of the men carrying the priest's package sinks to his waist in the mud. The column stops while the soldiers try to extricate him. The lieutenant stands at attention. The priest watches with a smirk. Look around at the wasteland. Tell me about this work of yours, priest. As if a glaive like you could even begin to understand. But very well. I have basically taken a standard wave projector and coupled it with a resonance echolocation device and a self-canceling oscillator to make a weapon that can overramp nearby energy weapons and cause them to suffer spontaneous ignition. Or, to put it in words even you might understand, I made a weapon that makes the enemy's weapons blow up. Go boom boom. Why not friendly weapons? That is a more perceptive question than I would have given you credit for. The answer is the shielding I created, which makes sure the rays only spread from the front of the gun. Indeed, I was out here in no man's land for the specific purpose of field testing it when he hesitates for a moment and continues, much more subdued. It seems that shielding had a flaw that presented itself when the weapon heated up. The first few shots worked just fine, but after too many... That is why I required the rescue. The company I was traveling with... Oh, yes. Look around at the wasteland. The landscape on either side of the road is as blasted and barren as the surface of a moon. Long abandoned trenches, whether your sides or the enemy's you can't tell, snake away into the obscuring rain in both directions like the furrows of a tilled field, with the half-buried forms of giant broken battle constructs rising above them like rusted mountains. These are the only features you can see. For 10 generations, these fields have known no seed but skulls. Not all of them human, and no irrigation but the blood of soldiers and Castoffs. How's the side weathering the Chalcedon's assault, Lieutenant? I'm afraid we're getting our heads handed to us on all fronts, Captain, and if it succeeds, the bastards will have our backsides too. Now the best time to take our leave, I suppose, or maybe the absolute best time, depending on how you look at it. She peers into the rain behind you. Vostiel should be back with updated info soon, if he gets back at all. March on. Any one of you wants to choose a choice? I think not. So let's march on. You press on through the dismal landscape, but after less than a mile, a harsh whine penetrates the hiss of the rain. It's Vostiel, says your lieutenant, looking around. Back from a sweep. Vostiel skims in on a small pot hovering in the air. He stops in front of you, pulls off his goggles and salutes. Luck holding, Captain. Early leave, I know this. I intercepted a courier with an interesting dispatch on him. Seems the unit that holds Barhead's monolith has been reduced to 10 men by an attack from a rogue construct. They downed the bastard, but it near to wiped them. He grins at your lieutenant. Land you will object, but if we move now, we could secure it before the Chalcedon knows it's threatened. Commander Rekken's been waiting for that advantage for a year, wanting even. Wouldn't that be a feather in your cap? Of course I'd object. We have our orders, we should stick to them. Why go hunting uncertain glory when we're already get a commendation for bringing in the priest and his invention? Escorting the priest will get us a pat on the head. Vostiel. Escorting the priest will get us a pat on the head. So will taking the monolith, but it'll also win us the envy of every other company. Do you know how many castles have died trying to win that damn thing back for the side? We'll be heroes. Your lieutenants both look at you. What do you say, Captain? Good behavior never won glory, you know that. And it never lost honor either, says Lundy. I think last time I went with Vostiel. Let's not wait. Let's go to headquarters. Thought you had more spirit, Captain, but fair enough. Command it is. He falls in and the company starts forward once more, with Landy trying not to look smug and the little Aeon priest grumbling about unnecessary stops and a lack of concern for his safety. Only a short while later, just as evening is turning the rain from silver to slate, and the endless vista of trenches and dead constructs on either side of you begins to vanish beyond your lights, your ethercom squawks a warning from your point man, then cuts off abruptly. Trouble. I'll go ahead. You wait for orders. Curse you, Captain. What shall we do? Before you can issue a command, beams of light sizzle from the rusted corpse of a massive Titan-class battle construct lying in the trenches to your left. More fire comes from either side of it. Strangely, however, all the beams lance over your heads. Ambush! Find cover! Joel with cover, let's take him! Cries Vostiel. A voice interrupts them, amplified by some crude and screechy artifact. Send the priest and the Numenera to us! And I'm sounding like the Lemon Prince from Adventure Time? I don't know his name.
Send the priest and the Numenera to us, and your men will be spared. Defend us, and all will die.
Maybe. The Iron Priest squeals from where he lies curled up on the ground. Don't you dare give me up, you filth! I'm worth more than all your insignificant lives combined. I think they want the priest, so maybe it's prudent to not attack them. Let's protect the priest, and I don't think they will kill us if we have the priest. On the other hand, they said something different. No, okay. Protect the priest! Well, you can see that Vostiel is disappointed. He passes your orders on to his squads without question, just as Vandy does, and under their direction your company retreats into the trenches to the right of the road with disciplined speed. They are so quick, in fact, that the ambushers barely have time to get off a few quick shots, before your soldiers are all taking up defensive positions. Only 2 men are hit, and neither seriously. As the ambushers pepper the trench tops with deadly beams of light and you start issuing orders for the bombardment of the positions, the Iron Priest hurries up to you, shouting, Wait, imbecile, wait! This is a perfect test for my artifact. Let me use it, and I can end this battle before it begins. Vostiel snarls at him. Use an untested weapon in a live battle. Are you mad? Lundy concurs. Ausnahmsweise mal. We'll stick with the tried and true, thank you very much. The priest appeals to you. Don't listen to them, Captain. I repaired the shielding. It should work fine now. I am positive it will. Oh. I feel like the priest and this thing is more dangerous than the other troops. Only 2 men are injured. Injured only slightly, so maybe the tried and true way is the right one. Okay, Vostiel, Lundy, we'll do it our way. Right? People, attack! It's a long and grueling battle, with casualties on both sides, but finally, after your scouts eliminate the ambush's launcher crew, and your snipers knock out their heater, the enemy captain calls a retreat and you win the day. A decisive victory, if not a glorious one, but more importantly, you kept the priest and his artifact safe and out of enemy hands. As your company marches once more into the endless silver rain, Landy salutes you and Vostiel gives you a nod of respect. Even the little priest thanks you, though he still insists he could have ended the battle quicker all by himself. Surely, Commander Rekken will have nothing to complain about this day. Paj Rekken. Paj Rekken, Taj Rekken. We hate her.
I'm ready to learn something
Remember.
new.
Ready to learn something new? What happened? Nothing happened.
Here.
Ah, okay. We stole from Oddwald. Why isn't there anyone here? Should we steal from Oddwald or... I mean, it was a Merecaster. It's ours? Merecaster is? Okay, so let's... And we got XP. I think we should stick with it. What did I do last time? Then I would do the opposite. I know I've done that before, this scene, but I don't know if I reloaded after it or didn't. I think I didn't. So... let's reload. Maybe Oddwald will come back, and I don't want to... Did we kill him then? I think maybe we did. Okay.
I'm going.
Let's go to Miel Avest, finally.
Why, of course.
Okay, then. Just waiting for...
Fine.
Thought there was more of a thumbnail opportunity.
I'm ready to learn something new.
I love the Miel Avest ambient sound, music. This is Paj Rekken. This fucking asshole. This woman is dressed in functional glaive's clothing. Her hair is short and her face is muscular and tense. You recognize her instantly from Tasha's mare, Paj Rekken. She chews on the inside of her cheek before she speaks. Must admit, I'm surprised you made it in. You realize by breaking open the portal lock, you've made our sanctuary more vulnerable to the sorrow? But you probably don't care about the results of your actions, do you? Your blundering pales beside the crimes of our creator, of course. I'm heading out to stop more of them. More vulnerable? Vulnerable. Not an easy word. There are rumors that Sorrow activity has increased recently. I don't buy the stories, but many of them do. She points the thumb behind her to the other Castoffs. Your brothers and sisters, your family. Even if the Sorrow isn't more active, it's still active. And they came here to be safe. She looks at you pityingly for a moment. Use your mind and think about it. If a door is locked and you kick in the frame, how well is the door going to keep out the intruders? I have important information. Not with me. I'm not interested in what you have to say, frankly, and I have a great deal of work waiting for me. If you want to express your delight in your new life, or share a moment of happy fraternity with your siblings, I should suggest you go talk to Aadiriis. She'll give you the validation you seem to require. Isn't that better? I think maybe. Where are you headed? What crimes has our creator committed? Do you want the full litany? Ask someone else, because I haven't got the year to spare. The worst one is that he had plans to kill us, to sacrifice us to save his life. The first found out and took a stand to stop him, but she's dead now and we're stuck with me commanding in her memory. And meanwhile, sycophants and lickspittles work for him for the privilege of being destroyed. For some incomprehensible reason, they've put their faith in the man who dropped us into a world of pain. What were his plans? To offer our lives in a mad sacrifice to stop the sorrow. He doesn't care about us, he doesn't care about anyone but himself. Again? He cut a deal with the sorrow. Okay. How did the first die? She chews her cheek a moment. As she lived, sacrificing herself for our lives. Maybe even the salvation the changing God offers. Might be. They're not idiots and most other things, it's true. But anyone with eyes, it's clear that he's lying to them. He's leading them into death because he's too frightened to face it himself. Maybe there's something else. Where are you headed now? Back to the endless battle. I've been leading our side back against the forces of the coward ever since the first died. Before you ask my side, the side of the first, we're in a struggle to survive. To protect ourselves against our father's plan. The other side, they want him to win. You want more details? Get them from someone else here. I've got a war to fight. I have a message from Merecaster. Well, how very useful of you. Next time I want someone informed that I have a message for them but cannot send it, I know just who'll come to. Welcome to. She gives you the most patronizing smile you've ever seen. It's like she's practiced. Oh, so we don't have the information from Merecaster. Right. Yeah. Where are you going? Oh, no. I know what you did in Cone Village. Oh, Metkina told you. What a surprise. She's generally so quiet about her feelings. She had just so thought-built. Colne was a pity. A tragedy, but it had to happen that way. I've been a warrior for most of my centuries. I know about making sacrifices in service of a higher ideal. I've stopped losing sleep over them. Live long enough and you'll understand. War crimes. It's not you who made the sacrifice, you bitch. Those people haven't had to deal with my problems. And if they call me a monster, what of it? They'll be dead in a few years and I'll still be living. What does their opinion matter then? Good point. In the Sorrow's mind, absolutely. In ours, not so much. But we won't be around to complain about it, will we? We do what we can for the people we protect. That's all we can do. That's what we must do. If you think your ideals are stronger than survival, then... well, good luck with that. Maybe my good wishes will make this difference for you, but I sincerely doubt it. Is Mazov here? No one has seen Mazov in over a decade. Aadiriis might know where he is. Talk to her. Aadiriis might be the best of us. Treat her well, or I'll be sure you pay in blood and pain. Ooh, tell me about her. She has the qualities the rest of us do not. A peaceful, idealistic nature. She wants only the best for all Castoffs. She rises above our rivalries. Her idealism is frustrating at times, but she has wisdom and insight in her gentle nature. Don't let me keep you any longer. I have one more thing to say to you. I want you to mark it carefully. The Changing Guard, the coward with a capital C, intends to kill us all. If you meet him, don't trust him. He's going to ruin us as surely as the sorrow. She turns and strides away. I'd wish you success, but... well, the world has a way of disappointing us all. Meow. Okie dokie. This looks nice here. There are traces of sand on this teleport pad, and it's far warmer than the sanctuary's temperature. It smells of seawater and bone. It's not active right now.
Why not?
The air above this teleport pad is musty and smells like the entrails of some dead beast. It's unclear how Paj made it work because it's not functioning for you.
All right.
The air around this teleport pad is hot and smells of sulfur. You can't see how to make it function, however.
Yes.
And our old one? Oh, yeah, okay. Just go through the door. That was quite logical, but also unclear to me.
On my way.
There's the Chalcedon.
Action! Here I come!
My dears, leave with me, brothers and sisters. Take advantage of them while I'm still here.
All right.
A strange burbling noise emanates from deep within this device. It looks out over the valley like a guardian. Like it has a beak. The passageways of this structure are much too small for a human to enter. Thick flora blocks your view of what lies inside.
Yes. Now.
These machines draw power from somewhere underground, using it to generate the shields that color the sky. There are several of them around the sanctuary. Ah, so that's why... Ah, I get it. Pee break! And also, I have to... I'm very thirsty. Even though I had a whole cup of water, I'm still very thirsty. It's warm in here. See you in a moment. Welcome back. If you hear birds chirping now, I'm sorry, but I had to open a window. Let's continue.
You've got it.
Okay, let's talk to the Chalcedon. This man is less flesh than muscle, running in corded bands from his thick neck down his broad chest, wide arms and calloused hands. He focuses on you, his cold eyes flicking from your face in the shape of your tattoo to the width of your shoulders, like a prospective buyer sizing up a particularly dangerous animal. Then he smiles, and it is as wide and genuine as any you've ever seen. The most advanced of our sized children... The most advanced of our sized children, here at last. I'm surprised you didn't make your way here sooner. Who are you? I am the Chalcedon, commander of the Changing Guard's forces in the endless battle, the guardian of his grand design and his champion. He raises his self-deprecating hand. Not that our sire truly needs my help, of course, but some here in the very land he created for us would rather acknowledge all he's done for us. He shakes his head slowly. Some of these disagreements can be resolved through debate, but not all, of course. Not all. You're not upset I opened the portal? Well, there's a touch of unease in it, you notice. I argued for the portal's closure to begin with, so I'm concerned that it's open again. But I trust that our sire knew what he was doing when he made you, so I have no doubt that the weakening of our defenses is a smaller part of his greater strategy. So the Chalcedon and Paj Rekken are on the opposing sides. Okay, okay. Have you seen the changing guard lately? No, but that's not unusual. His strategies absorb most of his time, which is why he leaves most of the work in the endless battle and the diplomacy in Miel Avest to me. And as you might imagine, he measures time differently than us. It's been a number of years since I've seen him. I doubt our sire has noticed. You almost don't spot the unleashed beneath the grin. Beneath that grin. The hurt. What's the endless battle all about? Ingratitude, he says with a deep, calming breath. Our sire gave us long lives and powerful gifts, a home to protect us from the sorrow. The first of Castoff wasn't content. She spread lies about our sire and turned some of his children against him. She's dead now, but the damage is long done. Our family is divided. The First's army would see us destroy the Changing Guard and seek freedom from his plans for us. They are stubborn children, refusing the medicine that will save their lives because the taste isn't sweet enough to their liking. What's the point of the battle? The point is that our sire was defending himself against the First's attacks. She thought she was entitled to his knowledge, and she thought she'd wrest it from him by force, and now... He looks haunted for a moment and his voice lowers. Now I'm not sure we could stop it if we wanted to. Tybur exhales, rubbing his eyes. When he notices you... Hey, no, today, I'm sorry. I apologize. I can't read today. When he notices you looking his way, he waves his hand. Nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Carry on. What do you think of the endless battle? Tell him about the Changing Guard's grand design. As you know, he moves from body to body. He does this to test the capabilities of those bodies to their fullest to ensure their strength. And when he has done so, he gives them to us, gives us life, so that we might continue using them in service of his plans. He's like a sculptor honing his art. So you see, he's not flitting from body to body like some manner of vapid insect. Each cast-off is an improvement over the last. He lays a hand on your shoulder. And that means, of course, that you are the best of us, the most suited to help us end this conflict. The sorrow will find us. Before that happens, we must end our conflict with each other. We must prepare our defenses. We must find some way to stop it. Grand design again? I don't think the Chalcedon is right at all. Just by the way. I think he's very much mistaken. Is Mazov here? Of course! Our sire told me of the plans to build it. I should have known. He lays bracing hands on your shoulders. Speak to Aadiriis. If you haven't already, she will know where to find this Mazov. Farewell, little brother. It's the tip of some much larger machine. Perhaps whatever's towering the shield generators around the sanctuary. It hums softly, almost musically.
I'll travel with the First for a decade. She showed me through truth shall never forget.
Ooh, she's looking interesting.
I'm not leaving until I'm sure the sorrow is quiescent again.
I traveled with the... I think we talked before.
You've got it.
Oh, there's something here. What's that? The wind around this structure is oddly moist, and there is a smell you can't identify. An unfamiliar meat, perhaps, spoiling in sunlight. And there's something else, an acrid, silent tingling hanging in the air. The feeling of power held in reserve. Ooh. Examine the structure. You reach out to touch the sloping side, but hesitate. Strange. The surface is smooth, inviting even, and yet your instincts tell you that something within the structure wants you to touch it, to come inside, to yield, and fall to the earth, exposing your softest parts to... You stumble back, shaking your head. Yeah, you don't want to do that. None of us are sure what it is or why the first left it behind. I think it's a last-ditch defense against the sorrow if everything else fails. Others say different. Feels nasty enough, doesn't it? Examine it again. Walk away. I want to... Well... I don't know what I want. Lady Anshe, I want to talk to you.
Done.
Look at this. Our wayward brother in the flesh. She spreads slender hands. Delicate spiderwebs of metal thread run through her fingers, studded with circular notes that look too purposeful to be mere jewelry. The name's Anshe, Lady Anshe, but don't let that scare you off. I sell rare Numenera and a place to rest at a fair price. I can also upgrade certain clothing and equipment, but that's a bit more expensive. She gives you an assessing eye. Take a look at what I've got. My prices are high, but you look like someone who values your friends, and my work will keep them safe. She claps her ornamented hands together with a clink. So, bling bling, what do you need? Whoa! What are those wires all over your hands? Inventions of mine, cobbled together from parts, of course. Like everything, these beauties are wired, well, not really, but into my head. I use them to build and fix things that are really, really small. She beams at her hands. I've had them almost as long as I've been alive. Again? You don't seem upset that I opened the portal. That's because closing it wasn't necessary to begin with. The shields are good enough. Our brothers and sisters worry too much, must run the family. Are you royalty? No, only in a technical sense. A few years back, I did a favor for the type of person who can spin titles out of thin air. I told her I only wanted the money, but she insisted. So, Lady Anshe, it's opened a few stubborn doors over the years, but other than that, I don't wave it around much. Can I take a look at your Numenera? Sure, look all you want. +1 in persuasion. A maggot ringed with gold and silver scales lies within this glass vial. Placing the creature underneath one's tongue fills a user with a sense of calm and somewhat naive purpose. What's this? Living exuvia. Medium armor, but only usable by the last Castoff. No, not for me. Normal stink charge, slug splitter, splitter. Ooh. This does 7 relativistic, and this does 10 physical. I think I'll take the 7 relativistic. Vareth. Ooh, wait. Areth? Vareth. Aha! You recognize this ring fragment. It is called Vareth, or Wisdom Chained, and is one half of the artifact known as the Shadow Ring. You recall that this artifact belonged to a Castoff, though their identity escapes you. You remember only that the Changing God himself sundered this ring at the height of a cold rage and infused each half with mutually repellent energies. They have been separated from each other ever since. The Changing God went through immense trouble to separate these two rings. It must be possible to reunite them. Buy it! Spirit Shroud. Oh, Chuckling Shroud. A cloak made of fine tendrils that rub together, producing a sound like human chuckling. The sound is a carrier for a stream of mental energy that swirls around the wearer, shielding them from different types of attacks on the mind. What do we have? Equipped 2 resistance, so this has more. So, and when we are attacked, we get Spirit Shroud, which is only plus 15 evasion, that's it? For 1 round? And 2 resistance? I think... Only usable by Castoff, okay. I think I like the Chuckling Shroud more. Plus 20 willpower, plus 5 on intellect tasks. And 1 more resistance. I think we'll buy the Chuckling Shroud. Yeah, buy that, man. And sell that, man. Unequip and sell. Yeah. And that's a... Looks like a bottle of Coke. Impressively labeled canister. Ooh. That's a cipher. Even though this round tin is a relic of some forgotten past, the label is bright and pristine. Archaic script swims across it, shimmering and melting into the truth. Feeling limp in your lockets, chummy? Weak in the tethers? When you're too tired to scrap, reach for this freshly sealed canister of dill-induced patented pounding. Direction, open up a can, repeat as needed. Possible side effects may encourage you to break faces and save the day, can result in severe injury or death. Please do not use with the slightest bit of caution, as that would completely ruin the point of the product. If you're still breaking faces after 4 hours, consider yourself lucky. Active entire crisis. Maybe. Mystic Marble. Wisp. 20 energy damage. This dark glass sphere shows flashing, swirling colors beneath the surface that respond to your touch. As you watch the colors shift and swirl, you can sense the barely constrained power held by the glass container. What's that? Runic Blade of Tol Danor. Aha. Heavy melee weapon. Might 10 physical, 10 energy. 8 physical, 7 chemical. But on hit confers bleeding. Ah. That's a hard decision. The jagged rune-like script etched into the gray-black blade is a dark, deep red hue. Any eyes that linger too long on the strange letters are rewarded at first with discomfort and then with ever-increasing pain, rather than any measure of understanding. Upon touching the weapon for the first time, it grants an image of a long-lost, wondrous place, imbuing a sense of smoldering betrayal and tremendous loss. The immense power of the blade is self-evident, but the havoc and pain it brings to foes seem to stay with it, and its bearer as a lingering cloud of guilty remembrance. Ooh, permanent +1 resistance. Yeah, let's buy that. What's the description? A shifting substance fills this ordinary glass vial, existing in many states at the same time. Sometimes it is a blue liquid or a lump of solid black before subtly becoming purple, electrified plasma or a pure white gas. Every phase is so quick, so short, it is impossible to be sure if the change is real, if the substance exists in every state at once, or if it even exists at all. There is a small inscription around the edges of the vial's cork, the letters fading in and out of view as if engraved using a similar substance. And possibly, maybe, spells out blood of the elements. One can only wonder what would happen if someone were to consume a substance such as this. Let's buy it. Code-worn buckler, +15 evasion. Do you still have the buckler? No, but you do. Ours is better. +2 might pool. When hit by an attack, confers protection for the rear to all allies in medium range. Active 1 round. The simple wooden buckler painted green would not be out of place in a pile of surplus training shields. 2 large black iron straps form an X shape across it. It looks like it has taken more than its share of weapon blows and it may have been in use for far too long. But it does give us 15 evasion and I don't need might pool. So I think I prefer this protection thing. Sell that. Buy that. And equip item. So, the last thing. Do we want the runic blade of Toldanor? Maybe we want to sell something. Sell something, blah, 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 blah. If I want to sell anything, then something I'm already carrying. Like, for example, the Merecasters, after we used them, I don't think we can use them again. Well, let's close the screen and equip the Chuckling Shroud. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. Looks like nerves. Nerves. Mm-hmm. 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 So who should get +1 resistance? What does resistance do again? Maybe Aadiriis should get it. Because, well, Aadiriis is... It's a little stupid, and... What does increase resistance? I don't know. Yeah, well, Aadiriis. Use the blood of the elements. +1 resistance. Bam! Bloop! Ooh, and he can level. Ooh, all of us can. Ooh. Lots to do, lots to do. Let's do another skill, maybe? For last Castoff? Maybe more concentration. But that's really a... No, that's... Let's give extra effort. Yeah. You get... maybe more might. Really, Aligern, you're not that strong, as you should be. Yeah. And you, Tibia... Endurance, perception, running, initiative. You don't need any of that, so... Or maybe increase in ability? Nah. Extra effort for you! And you, Aadiriis, get... Also more might? More might, maybe? More might, maybe. Better initiative. Who's the smashing expert? Is it you or Aligern? Both of you. But I think to you it fits a little better. Maybe just initiative. Or more might. No, better initiative. I think this might come in handy. Bam. Mm-hmm. You're a cutie. There it is. Can we do anything with these Merecasters now? Access the mare again? We can't do that? No. We cannot do that. This thing? I think we've never been in there. Ooh, okay. No, then let's sell the one that we can't open anymore. This one. Yeah, I think that's the one from Inifere. Twisted metal. Yes, it is. And then we will try to combine these things. Both of these rings, Vareth and Arif. You pull the first ring fragment from your bags. At first it looks like you've misplaced the second, then you find it pressed into a folder at the exact opposite end from where you found the first one. You reach down to grab it, but find that you can't. The fragments reject each other with a force beyond magnetism alone. You pick up the second one with your other hand and hold them in opposing palms. Examine Vareth. You hold the ring fragment to your eye. The fragment's edges are rough, as if sundered by a mighty strike, but on one end you can still see a socket that might have fit a gemstone or something else. You weigh the other ring fragment in your hand. The fragments feel like they should match somehow. The protrusion and socket clearly fit. It is almost as if they cry out to you to be joined. And Arif? Combine them! Pinching the fragments between thumbs and forefinger, you struggle to bring them together. The force repelling them is not magnetism, it's almost as if someone is holding your hands apart with impossible, contemptuous strength. Nevertheless, there must be a way to join Arif and Vareth. You just haven't found it yet. Brute force? It sounds like I could break them. I don't want to do that. Put them away. Now, Lady Anshe, I have more stuff to talk to you about. Can anyone here help my demon friend? She looks immediately at Aadiriis, who brightens, literally and figuratively, at being noticed. Can't say I've ever seen something like this before. And none of us are doctors, sorry to say. Business in Miel Avest? Is it good? Well, put it like that, no. And it's not normally me doing the selling, not like I used to. In normal times I'm treating major customers to fancy dinners, yelling at my advisors and sneaking in the odd bespoke order before more paperwork lands on my desk. But these are normal times. People are saying the sorrow's on the hunt again. I don't know if it's true, but better safe than sorry. So, instead of passing the time arguing like everyone else around here, I'm back to being a humble merchant. For now.
I'll remember
A lot
that.
of business with the endless battle? I don't know. I don't take sides or opinions on that conflict. Bad for business. Sides. Feretory? What? Rumor is that it's a last-ditch... Oh, that's the Feretory. Okay. Against the sorrow. But that's just a rumor. Can't tell you if it's truth or wishful thinking. Anything else? Ugly thing has caught your fancy, huh? But no, can't help you. What about those upgrades? Sure thing. But in case I wasn't clear before, I can't do much with what you're wearing. It's pretty good as is. Your friends, on the other hand, I can help. Who needs work done? Tybia? Me? Why me? Oh, you do laundry too? Ah, he sniffs himself. Not even a little. She says, studying her companion with a critical eye. His sark and mantle are a bit clumsy. I could finesse the rough edges. Minor work will cost you 130 shins. I have the money. Yeah. Give him. Good as done, she says, cradling a fist in her glowing palm and murmuring under her breath. The light swells. Tybia arches an eyebrow at you as his armor begins remaking itself. If I end up naked at the end of this, you only have yourself to blame. And if not, thank you. This loose-fitting shirt belongs to Tybia, blah 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 blah. Lady Anshe treated the materials of this shirt to make it a more functional, protective garment. More importantly, she didn't ruin its looks. And its mantle... Invigorating energies. I understand. Continue. After several minutes, Anshe releases her fist. Done! Anyone else? Aligern. You trying to tell me something, kid? Probably. Anshe grins. Anshe, eyeing your companion. I could shore up your vest and coat, maybe. Add some lining of my own design. That will run you 65 shins. Let's show it up, girl! Sure thing. She says, raising her hands. The nodes on her palm light up one by one, projecting tiny pinpricks of light onto Aligern's chest. He eyes them uneasily as they race about, altering his equipment, but nods at you. Good of you, kid. I was due for some repairs. His vest. Improved. Greater protection. And his coat. +5 on melee attacks. Nice. Even enforce Aligern's melee strikes. Nice. Ba-ba-bam. Continue. And Aadiriis. I don't need upgrades, Aadiriis declares, outraged. He immediately falters. Do I? You might, and she says, frowning as she examines your companion. Let me take a look at your doublé and undershirt. I could do something with slits? Possibly slits. Maybe vents. 75 shins and we're square. Let's improve Aadiriis' clothing. Good, she says, lacing her wire-strung fingers together. Hold still, please. Do I have to? He says, but he offers you a smile as the threads of his clothes begin moving of their own account. Thank you, my friend. His undershirt. Limited protection. Ooh, 7 armor. He's a tough one. His doublé. Continue. Done. Anyone else? Something else? I have to go. Take care of yourself. You too, brother.
Sure enough.
Okay, Miel of Levion. You saw him. He's one of the Dendra Uhur. He's the founder of the Dendra Uhur. And he's not dead. Ooh. Okay.
Why not?
let's continue.
Why are you pestering me? Talk to Aadiriis or something.
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
A warm glow emanates from the windows of this house, but the windows are frosted. You cannot see inside.
You've got it.
Is it still the same guy?
Piss off, got no interest in talking to a newborn.
Let's go.
This place is dull.
Let's do it.
It looks dark and cool inside this living structure. Unfortunately, the door is locked. This looks like a very nice place, Miel Avest. Yum yum yum. Okay, who are we watching? Let's go to these two.
I'm aware of the defenses here, but they're not enough. Ah, so become more active with Tommy Birch. Coincidence.
I'm going.
He looks funny.
Have I told you my theory about the Feretory yet?
Have you?
Don't worry, we should still be safe here.
You should leave, Miel Avest. I'll wait till the sorrow's hot on your trail.
Done.
Okay, Aadiriis. Everyone's telling me I should talk to you, so let's talk to Aadiriis. Save it. And then for the thumbnail!
I'm making a note.
Even among all your siblings in Miel Avest, this woman is remarkably beautiful. Clad in a robe of myriad colors, she carries herself with a distinct grace and ease. Her skin is dark brown, her hair a rippling midnight black. Her violet eyes blaze momentarily as you approach, and she holds up her hand. Her voice is musical and sweet. You are most welcome here, brother. I am Aadiriis. I am the peacekeeper of Miel Avest. Word of your birth and exploits has reached us here already. News travels fast in the Castoff world, as I'm sure you've already seen. I know your desire to speak to Mazov. I've even heard a rumor that you can alter the past, that you restored Marcysa. This is strange to me, for I have two memories on the subject. One in which Marcysa is whole, as we all know her now, and another in which her mind is incomplete. Perhaps my mind is the one that's incomplete. I do have a Merecaster here in which Mazov is said to appear, but he is a friend to me, as are all of our family, eventually. And I do not wish to expose him to danger. She shakes her head and smiles slightly. I must apologize. I do not mean to be rude, but if there is any chance it is true, I have some limited psychic ability. If you will permit me, I would examine your mind to get at the truth of these rumors about your powers. Few questions first? Of course, you must have many. Hold a moment. You seem like a fair-minded person. The others here seem to defer to you, so let me ask. If the Changing God was here, right now, what would you say to him? What would you do to him? I'd tell him what he has wrought in our persons. I'd ask him why he encourages strife, or I'd engage him in a discussion about mortality. But tell me, mortal man, what is it you truly want to say? I want justice, and I don't know how to get it. Your creator, the Changing God, he was responsible for what happened to my village. What? I doubt you care, but I tell you anyway. You saw my memorial in the valley. We talked about it, in case you've forgotten. I mentioned the frame. Well, a traveler came through my town. He looked a lot like you, actually, though without the burn scar or the visible tattoo. If you're not the Changing God, then it was your creator and your body who told me to activate the frame. And how? Then he left town. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but... well... I activated the frame. Black monster spilled out, all tooth and claw. I got knocked out. When I awoke, everyone was gone. No trace. The only thing that was different, the monsters scarred me. Their attack left these tattoos all up and down my arms, a poison that whispers in my mind, a constant reminder that I failed everyone I ever loved. That was the Changing God's gift to me. I loaded the frame, took it to Sargus Cliffs. Orthfong promised to help me. He found out he could, fold it down. But that's as far as we ever got. Never even figured out who made it or why. And in the meantime, I've been looking for the Changing God, to try to find out what he knows. Why did he have me activate the frame? What happened to my family? And if I don't like the answers... His smile is grim and deadly, and his tattoos hum and hiss with power. I'll help you, Aligern. Sure you will. She holds a hand to his face and he stills. Aligern, what's past is past. Do you want aid? Do you want answers? Because if you do, your companion here is the one who will guide you to them. If you let your rage blind you and poison you, you will never find the truth. Look to the future and... well, do not forget the past. Never that. Let the past guide you, but do not let it poison you. Here, a gift of knowledge for you. One of the blessings, or the curses perhaps, is that as Castoffs we can, on occasion, find flashes of our Creator's memories inside our bodies. Should you find the frame that was the cause of your miseries, our friend might be able to shake loose a memory from our sire. I don't guarantee its success, but... She studies you for a moment. If this is the Changing God, the damage from the fall has done significant harm. Your best hope is to travel with him. Aadiriis, not Aligern. Your best hope is to travel with him. Perhaps you can find the answers you seek, but I pray you find peace in your heart. As she speaks, you can feel the tides roll gently off of her, softening the walls Aligern has constructed in his mind. She's manipulating him. I'll try. No guarantees, he says skeptically. That's all anyone can ask. Now, do either of you have any other business with me? I think I do, but I have to get away now. Schland is playing hard save game. Miel Avest, that's accurate. Save that game. Save it with a quick save. Even. Bam. Saving, double save. Now! Schland! Deutschland! England! Deutschland vor noch ein Tor. Wir sehen uns wieder am morgigen Morgen um 19:30 Uhr auf Feuerglatze Gaming auf dem Twitch-Kanal. Da geht es weiter mit Gothic 2, die Nacht des Raben. All you other cool people out there talking English, understanding English. Thursday we continue with Torment at Numenera at 15:30 or 3:30 p.m. GMT +2, I think. Summertime in Germany. So, bye.